Okay, you guys, the first thing I wanted to share with you is my Michaels haul. I recently went to Michaels and I found some wonderful items that I wanted to share with you because I am going to attempt to be a florist, okay? So I wanted to check, I've been watching so many florist videos, like so many. If you guys have been watching them on YouTube and are amazed by all of the masterpieces that these amazing big metropolitan cities florists are doing and want to mimic them, these are the tools you're going to need. So I went to Michaels and they have a great floral tool selection. If you go to where the artificial flowers are, you're going to find a whole wall of all of the tips and tricks that these florists use in order to create these wonderful arrangements. So the first thing that I got was this wet foam. This is going to be great for real flowers, of course, because it's going to provide the water in the brick. So it says right here, the trick is in the brick. Float, soak brick in water. Do not forcefully submerge. So you can definitely water these, will make your flowers last a lot longer. So I wanted to play with these. The next thing that I got that I love to create, that I've been seeing in magazines and stuff, are those really earthy floral arrangements that have like moss and wood and sage. So I got this wonderful moss. This is just a brown moss. And I thought this would be kind of like an accessory, if you will, to add to the arrangement, to kind of throw on the top, just to make it a little more earthy and natural. The next thing that I got, of course, was actual moss. So this is very on trend right now. You guys have seen, especially in really modern and contemporary homes, this moss is used for a lot of different orchid arrangements and things like that. So I wanted to make sure I had some of this beautiful green moss. It just looks so green. I love the texture. It's just gonna be a great little filler. Another thing that I got was this glass little square vase. I love these for like bedrooms. They're the perfect size for like a nightstand. I would say it's probably about like 5 by 5, the square cube, and it's just a great like roses look really nice, little short roses and stuff. So I'm gonna have fun playing around with this. The other thing that I got was they have a bunch of clearance items right now. So I did find this on clearance. This is just it's like a little metal container. You can use it for a bunch of different things like decor, things like that. I got this to use as a vase because it was really cheap and I thought it would be a fun way to play with arranging too. The mouth of the container is it will fit like the longer stem roses and different flowers like that. So this will be a fun floral container to play with. Another thing that I got was another size, same thing, this was also on clearance. I think these were so cheap, like $2 or something. I'll have to check for you guys, but it also has kind of more of a smaller mouth here. Just your metal pitcher, okay? So you can use it as a floral vase as well. And the thing that's nice about this too is you can grab it like off the counter if you spill a lot or if your flowers are going all over your vase and you can't grab the vase as easy. You have a handle. How handy. Okay, the next thing that I got, which I thought was so much fun to play with, these are the tips and tricks that you don't know about that are the key to these beautiful arrangements that you see that look stunning. So the first thing that I got was wood plant stakes. These are going to be very useful. These are going to help hold the stems up, things like that. These are 12 inches. So they're basically like skewers, kebabs, that are just green. So they'll hide more in the leaves and the natural foliage. One thing about these too is they're kind of like chopstick kind of wood. You can definitely break these down if you don't need such a tall stick. So you can even use 4-inch, 3-inch to kind of prop up and give those plants that support. Another thing I got, I'm just going up in random order because I'm grabbing out of my thing. This is a decorative filler rock. Okay, these are rocks, and the thing that I got these rocks, I'll open these, is because I am just into this natural, I know this beige vibe. They're just so natural colored and beautiful, and they're just not like annoying, if that makes sense. They're just very natural to the eye, calming kind of vibe. So these rocks I'm excited to play with. And again, keep your container because I'm gonna use these rocks for multiple arrangements throughout the year. And I need to put them away in a place where they won't get, you know, like any kind of residue. Another amazing thing that I found were these floral cable ties. These floral cable ties are just, you know, zip ties, but they're green. And this is great. You can pair these two together if you'd like. You can use these solo. You can use these to help vines. If you're trying to get vines to grow a certain way on a trellis or something, these are amazing. Okay, another thing that I got was, which I did not know what these were called for the longest time until I saw another YouTuber talk about these floral arrangement tricks, and it's a frog. This is called a floral frog. And what it is, it's a flat circle. This one's made of metal, and it has all these spikes up. So when you put the stems on the frog, it's kind of like a bulletin board, and it just sticks right in the frog. And that helps give it more support under, for example, I could use this vase. Something with a similar circumference is gonna work best. And it's just a great little handy trick that you don't realize is hidden underneath these beautiful arrangements. Okay, another thing that I got, which is going to be key, is clear string. This is great for tying different flowers together, giving that more support, and you cannot see it barely at all, the clear string, especially on really gorgeous, huge arrangements. I'm sure there is a lot of string that is hidden in those little vases. Another great one is floral tape, and this is a dark green floral tape. This is going to be good for thicker stems, because it's nice. This is, you know, a good 1/4 inch here of tape. It's gonna provide that support, and sometimes you can wrap that bad boy over and over and over with tape and no one will see it. Okay, another thing that I've been meaning to get, because do not use regular scissors. I have had so much trouble when I've made just DIY arrangements before with regular scissors. So I got these wonderful floral cutters. These are the floral cutters. I like these because the handle is going to provide more grip for you, especially with cutting some of those thicker thorns and cactus and cacti. And it includes a safety lock. It includes wire cutting notch, which is really important. It cuts wire, plastic, and wood stems. So I bet you this would even cut this if I wanted to. Make little shorter things, little tango. Okay, next, I'm like so excited. I kind of forgot that I got all these tools because I really do. I think with any hobby, the secret is in the tools, being prepared. It's like you look at the mountain climbers climbing Mount Everest. It's like, do you know how many tools and how much supplies they need in order to do their job? Yes, it's a lot of talent and a lot of, talent and work, but it's like, it's all in the tools. I feel like sometimes it's not, I'm not saying you have the right tools, you can make amazing things. I'm saying you need the right tools to help you make these amazing things, I guess. But anyway, this is floral wire, and this wire is very thick, you can see. And one thing about this wire, it's just like the top of your bread bag kind of wire. So this is gonna be handy if you need it for other things in the kitchen, you know what I mean? Also, this little silver part is the slicer for it. So do not throw this part away. You're gonna want this to cut the wire, okay? But this is really handy. Even if you're not floral cutting, you can use this wire for, I think, a lot of different things. The other things that I got another, because as I'm learning to floral arrange and have different kinds of arrangements, you need containers. So that's why I was like, these two are cheap, they're easy to learn on, they're versatile, they're very neutral, they'll go with a lot of different color schemes, especially the white and just like a neutral peach. And then I also got this round kind of glass one. And this one is a glass cylinder vase, and it's 7.8 by 3.8, so depth. So this is just a good one too. I really like the mossy orchid ones that are really opulent. I think this would be a good one for orchids. They don't require like a lot of water. This could be a good like succulent vase, different things like that. So I'm growing my vase collection. Another thing that I would love to find is, if you guys know, please let me know in the comments, something that's like vases that look like this but are plastic. I'm sure they have them, but I want them to look a little more decorative and a little bit can carry more, not are gonna leak all over. Something that's, I can practice more of the floral arranging. I think one of the key things too is learning the flowers, because you'll understand and learn, this flower lasts for 7 days, this flower lasts a month. I've noticed, especially just at home when you want to have fresh flowers, it's finding the flowers that are going to last the longest, especially if you have a really busy lifestyle, because you're not going to be able to take care of them as you would if you were home all the time. That's why I kind of stick to my comfort flowers, like orchids and sunflowers. I know those last a really long time. I'm kind of on my hydrangea kick right now, because the amazing things with hydrangeas, if you guys know this, it's like they can dry out and you can fill them with water again and the stem will eat it up. They will just flourish again and look like big, beautiful, bouncy balls. So I'm definitely really into hydrangeas right now. I want to step up my orchid game. Orchids are one of the most mysterious flowers because they are so challenging to grow and produce. So it's like, I would love to figure that out too. So if you guys are into flowers, into floral arranging, please make sure to follow my channel. Again, I want this to be a channel where we are learning together. We're kind of challenging ourselves. I am not an expert at any of this stuff, so I don't want you guys to think like I'm telling you how to do things, because I'm also learning as I go. It's just a really big interest of mine, especially because I have turned into, for some reason, I have turned into the biggest homebody. I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere. I like being at home. I do delivery for everything. It's like, I thought my whole life I was an extrovert, and I'm like, I think I'm really an introvert. I think I like being at home. I think I like being by myself. So if that's kind of your vibe and you want to learn with me, please make sure to follow. I think my next video, I'm going to do a kind of like a toast recipe to make it easy. I'm easing into the kitchen. You guys, I cook, I like to cook, but I'm easing into some more of these artisan kind of recipes that are a little bit more challenging and a little bit more made from scratch. And when things are made from scratch, again, it's like floral arranging. You have to have the right tools. So I've noticed that it's a process, and I'm getting there, because I think some of the expert cooks, they already know what they need, they already have it, they're like, oh, little dash of this, little dash of this, I got that in the cupboard. But me right now, I'm like, I get the recipe list, I buy everything, and then I do it. And I want to be a little bit more natural with my cooking, which I'm sure some of you guys are, where you understand how the tomatoes complement the garlic and all those different things, where you can pair beautiful wines together. I just find it so fascinating. Especially, I'm kind of going all over the place, but I want to share this statistic with you guys. I heard that as you get older, your taste buds, they like lose their taste ability, kind of, because you're older. Kind of like when you're young, it's so much easier to lose weight and be thin because you're young and all your body and your organs are all moving and grooving. They're all fresh as a daisy, right? So just like with your organs, your taste buds also kind of lose their taste ability, where things kind of start to feel and taste a little more dull, where sometimes you're like, gosh, this just doesn't taste as good, or why aren't there, I know I've been saying this a lot, I'm like, where are all the good restaurants? Like, I just want some yummy food. Like, where are all the good restaurants? And sometimes I think maybe it's because my taste buds, like, it's not as satisfying, these recipes and meals, because your taste buds change with age. Now, one thing that you can do to kind of combat that and have a little bit more of a delicious taste with your meals is by cooking things from scratch, having that organic and whole grain, whole foods kind of recipes. So I'm definitely trying to incorporate that more. And another rant I'm going on, just because I'm just talking to you guys today, is my goal too is to really enjoy the art of cooking and meal prepping and eating, because I feel like, especially sometimes in America, we can just scarf it down and be satisfied and be like, good, I got my big cheeseburger, I'm done. Like, I'm not hungry, I'm satiated, whatever. But there's a real kind of art to slowing down, taking the time, cooking all the food. This is another thing I read on that article, is about letting your mouth like salivate for different recipes and foods and flavors, so that when you do eat the meal, it's more satisfying for you. So that's kind of like a concept I want to incorporate as well, like really taking the time, like even when you're hungry, like prepping a meal, plating a meal the right way, and really enjoying it with the right beverage, the right glassware. And then it's like your body feels more nourished than just scarfing down a cheeseburger, which we all like to do. At least I do sometimes, but I'm trying to get better at it. So anyway, I want to try some of these different things. So I think my next video, I'm going to do kind of like a toast recipe. I'm definitely feeling inspired with all of my floral gadgets and gizmos that I really want to try to make an arrangement today. One thing that I need to find where I'm at, like I said, I'm on the beach in Florida. I'm like loving this coastal area that I'm at, and I want to find plants and food that are kind of native to the environment. So incorporating that in my floral arrangements, in my food, and my recipes for dinner and things like that is going to definitely help with acclimating. And also I need to find, I'm just ranting to you guys, but you're keeping me company. I want to find a flower market, because right now I know the cheapest place to buy flowers, like what I've read online and stuff, is Trader Joe's. And I guess the trick with Trader Joe's is you have to go when they open, because they have all their fresh floral just put out. If you go like later in the day, they might be dead, they might be like a little bit not as fresh, they might not have variety. So I know the trick is to go to Trader Joe's for the cheapest flowers, but there has got to be a flower market that's even cheaper, where you can kind of have more variety. So that's kind of my mission too. Maybe we'll do like a vlog on where the floral markets are in South Florida. So anyway, thank you for watching my second video. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I think my next video is gonna be a recipe. So if you're feeling hungry, follow along for that. Bye.